I have never, not once, been prospected with a car, or whatever you want to call this, to drive, where I've genuinely thought, I might die.
Welcome. So, our day's not gone to plan perfectly, but we bring you, well, I'll let Owen speak about this. Right, speak.
I have never, not once, been prospected with a car, or whatever you want to call this, to drive, where I've genuinely thought, I might die. And
I got asked to do it. I've driven it around the car park and installed it 5 times. Oh, you prick.
Even you said it's a bit like on off.
It's a bit sketchy.
I've been in some really fast stuff, really fast stuff, and normally I look at it, I think, well, you know, it's a full car, like it can only go so wrong. But I've never looked at something and thought, but that's the fun, isn't it?
Right. Actually, do we actually say what it is?
Yeah. Why not?
Go on then.
Well, it's a go-kart.
It's a go-kart.
No normal go-kart.
With a motorbike engine.
This is a nitrous fueled.
No, it's CBR 600. CBR 600 engine in it.
CBR 600 engine on a go-kart. As if a go-kart wasn't fast enough already, throw a motorbike engine in it. It weighs, how, 200 kilos?
A stone.
Weighs 200 kilos and does 130, well, it's capable of doing 131, it's capable of doing 150 miles an hour, but it's actually toned down a bit. We're not using the nitrous today.
Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, exactly right. But this gentleman has been so kind to actually let me drive it, not like under any guidance, get in it and use it. So I'm going to put some leathers on, like I don't like doing that anyway, to be protected.
Yeah. And
drive it up Santa Pa's racetrack and see what happens. So
these guys better have a look at him. We just better go.
There's a load of questions I want to ask about this. This car is basically. Can you tell me a little bit about? So it was a go-kart originally.
So yeah, it was originally a grass track go-kart,
right.
And people normally sell them on because they bend and whatnot. So I picked it up quite cheap, and the reason I wanted a grass track one is because it came with the front brakes, which I needed for the line lock, as you now know.
Yeah.
So I wasn't bothered if it was bent or cut or needed to be welded, because it's exactly what I was planning on doing with it. So I chopped it off just in front of the rear axle and extended it 2 foot to make room for a CBR 600 engine.
You heard that right. It's got a CBR 600 motor in it, so he's extended the frame to just accommodate everything, basically. To fit it all in.
Yeah. It's also, when you are drag racing, obviously wheelbase counts quite a lot for your straight line stability. But I didn't want to make it too long, because then it's like, where just stop. You know?
Otherwise it's. I mean, there is so much we can talk about this thing, and it's just absolutely nuts. But the more I look at it, the more I think, oh my god, like this is set to. So the bike engine essentially makes what, 120 was it?
Yeah, like 115 at the crank is like stock numbers, I believe.
Yeah, but the whole thing all up weighs like, how much did you say that was?
What,
the whole, like, as it sits with fuel in it?
200 kilos, 220 tops.
Yeah.
I can pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. So if it weighs 200 kilos and it's got 130 horsepower, 120 horsepower, it's gonna be quick. It's got nitrous on there. We're not using that today.
No.
but there's another 39 horsepower, 40 horsepower of
Yeah,
nitrous
30,
on there.
40 horsepower on that, yeah.
I mean, can you understand how ridiculous this is? And it's still on go-kart tyres.
Yeah,
you were saying.
yeah.
So yeah.
I spoke to quite a lot of go-kart racers and said like, what's going to give me quite a lot of grip, and they all recommended Comet Whites. So that's what I went with.
Right.
I did have Bridgestones, but they were too hard for what we're doing with it. Great for going around a circuit, terrible for drag racing.
For drag racing, and some people put bigger wheels and slicks and go another stage
so
on.
yeah, we've segregated the class. So if you're like 1000cc or more, then you put the big. They use junior drag tyres on it.
Yeah.
And then they've got a bead lock as well because they're going to need them. But when you put the big tyres on, ideally you want a lock-up clutch. It's not really ready.
So then you're going further and further.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
we keep the two classes as they are, just to sort of keep it competitive at
for
the level that you're at.
I think what the thing is, what we'd normally do in the video at the moment is walk and talk around the car. But of course, because this thing is only 5 or 6 feet from front to back, there isn't loads to walk around it. But half a steering wheel. I mean, by all means, yeah. You've changed you sometimes change the sprocket depending on what speed you want to do and that sort of stuff.
So yeah, you can re-gear it so you've got more torque or more speed depending on like the track that you're racing out or the condition of the track. But the chain length always remains the same because the engine and the axle is fixed, unlike a motorbike where you've got that adjustment. So you set that up, you build that first. But yeah, just as a quick sort of run round for the car, you've got a nose cone, brakes, steering wheel, seat, engine, axle,
wing,
and in the middle, nitrous.
And a wang as well.
Wang.
And in the middle, nitrous.
A big old wang.
You can put your head through it.
That's as complicated as this thing gets. You're straddling the fuel tank, and you know, when I sit in it, I can feel that the steering wheel is between my knees, literally.
Yeah.
There's only so much turn, at half a turn side to side, you know.
I wouldn't recommend using it if you're commuting to work.
No, probably not.
But quarter of a mile, that's what it's built for.
Yeah, and that's a straight line at the end of the day. So, well, I mean, I guess we're gonna find out a little bit more about it when we take it for a drive. So, which I'm not nervous about at all, not in the slightest.
I am. You actually nervous about this or what?
Mate, seriously.
Interview time. Are you nervous?
It's the first time I've been. Well, I start to get a bit nervous when I have to put something like this on. I mean, that in itself.
If you come out of it.
Well, if I slide out of it.
Put it this way, the fastest your Nova's run today is 10.7.
Oh my god.
Right? If you got a 10.7 in that, an inch off the floor.
And with nitrous, there's possibly a 10. Do you reckon?
No, with nitrous there is a 10.
We've got GoPros on the go-kart, so how it's going to turn out, we have no idea.
What am I doing?
How you feeling? The thing is, you don't look a knob. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you don't look at
I've never been as frightened as...
Really?
I'm genuinely shitting.
Can it surprise you though?
Didn't it surprise you?
I wouldn't put you in it if I don't think it was safe.
No, that's fine.
You fucking would.
I would.
Do you watch this?
We always said if one of us dies,
so
at least we're on camera.
Right. The way I always put it right in my mind, you only get it wrong once.
Great, cheers.
Right, everyone out of the way, let them try and drive.
So, just get a feel for the throttle response.
So the risk is very, very high, as you've seen.
But the reward is even higher.
The reward is brilliant. If he's gone, and it's gone bandy, happy days.
If you'd like to apply for Motor Addicts, it's at Motorbike Media on Instagram, DM us. We're looking for someone probably not taller than you.
No, probably more you and a worse driver.
Yeah.
Just to change it up a bit, but as a grin when he's like scared.
There you go. If you have that, apply, DM us.
I think he has stalled it.
Yeah, it sounds like it's gone quiet, isn't it?
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's going to be a bit of a weird video because we're sort of rushing into it because we haven't got much track time left to actually take it out the strip. We have to all run down there to go and get it filmed. Hence why we are literally rushing it, scrambling around to get it done. But we couldn't not share this with you guys, so that's why we're doing it. Yeah, so we're going to get in a bit of a rush, try and move it on a little bit. We'll slow down a little bit at the end of the video. He's doing the lonely walk down, or the lonely drive down to the track. We've got a push bike. He's gone past. Owen is literally crapping himself. But let's see how it goes. Bear in mind that's the first try. It's not going to be a big number, but it looked like he's crapped himself because I saw his hands go like that.
You think he ain't off the mark go after the 8th? Right, I'm on 69, he's at 60. About 10 mile an hour behind.
So basically he's got to give it more beans at the beginning, more beans, and then hopefully it will just go and he's just got to hold on for dear life.
Yeah. Balls out on the launch.
Balls out, so we'll tell him about that and we'll go again.
That was easily the sketchiest thing.
Right, you've got to go full beans at the start to go.
Not full beans.
Well, not full.
You wanna ride it out.
I see what you meant. I see what you meant about it levels out. When I got into fourth, when I started rolling into it, it stopped wheel spinning and it went dead straight.
Yeah. It is there. It's not getting it there. If that makes sense.
Shit, dude.
That was 22 seconds.
Oh my god, seriously?
22
Are you
seconds.
serious?
22 seconds.
It felt like 5 seconds. Oh my god.
22.16 at 79 mile an hour.
Fucking 80 miles an hour feels like you're flying.
But I mean, I was struggling anyway, so I only did a 14.9 at 85.
Jeez.
But it's your 60 foot that messed you up and you're 330. So you were just behind straight away, but speed-wise, you ain't that far off the mark.
Okay,
so you
right.
get that launch sorted, you'll be all right. Go. Oh wait.
No.
But it ain't, it's just he can't drive it. So, it's hilarious.
I'm in a cage.
Mate,
I'm in a cage of emotion.
The thing is, it probably they won't be impressed because it don't look that quick, but can you imagine being in that at 92 mile an hour?
I know, fair play, it is full on. Proper full on. He did well. It looks squirmy as well.
It's great.
You were saying today the surface isn't great because of the run, because it's basically road cars going on it. You were saying,
yeah,
and they tend to churn up the prep surface, so it seems to be a bit squiggly on slicks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a funny old day. Here he comes. Look at Flame Boy over here. What's that? You got to 92, man. That's quick.
Possibly the most frightening experience of my life.
If you drive a Lotus Exige and you go, oh yeah, but you're just that far off the ground. Like we joked earlier on, with the guy who built it, and it is literally, if you drive over a high stone, you're dragging it with you. It's insane.
I did just round there. I've got to get this off.
Oh, is this his times?
Right, you can read that out because I can't. I've got to try and work out. Yeah, I don't know how.
There's a tab here. You literally just pull it.
Well, amazingly there's 3, but that one pass is yours. Okay. Well, you came first because it's only you. So first of all, you're a winner.
Winner!
Right, so where are we now? You got, where are we, quarter mile?
Yeah.
So you did A?
Yeah, because you can be. Yeah, that would work out right.
So you did it 81.52.
Yeah. 81 mile an hour and 52.
Ow. That's going some, isn't it?
I tell you what, anyone, you can go as fast as you like in a fast car, but it's nothing like that. That is absolutely mental. Honestly, it wheel spins and it just wants to wheel spin all the time.
It's
so sketchy, so sketchy.
Love it.
Fair play.
Oh man!
Well done for building it.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would have built it.
I'm absolutely
After
so.
my first run, so your last run has just mirrored my first run, but that's when I had the axle warp because the bearings were out.
Okay.
So I was doing what you were doing with rear wheel steer essentially.
Yeah.
I did one run, put it back on the trailer, so I'm going home.
Yeah.
I don't know what I've done, I don't know why I've built it, and I just went home. And that was it. I didn't touch it for a month. I was terrified of it.
Yeah, it is. It's frightening.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's a lot more in the tank. Like, there's more power to come from it.
So much more. It is really dialed back. I'm still working out the kinks because it's not long been built, and there's no how-to guide on it. So I'm still working things out. But yeah, it's.
I can't. It's unfathomable. Honestly, I can't. Just being in it and everything. Unlike a car, everything is right there. Like, and it's so compromised. You can only steer so much. And the brakes, like you pull the brake, which is a lever, and it slows you down. But I can see the brake pads from where I'm sitting. I pull the brake lever, and it's like these little brake pads going. Boop. And if you're doing 80 miles an hour,
Yeah, but they're big in the size and the comparison of the car.
I suppose, yeah. You have a go there.
No, I'm not having a go.
We've both driven around it.
Around the car park.
Yeah, and that was fun.
It wants to kill you, and I love that. I absolutely love that about that.
Well, there you
Find more
go.
videos like this.
I don't know, but that's an experience and a half.
Should we do more like this?
I've never had a helmet, I've never had a helmet on, right? On any push bike or any motorbike, well, mate, I don't think I've ridden a motorbike that fast, but I was at the end of the track and I was like, I turned to the side to see what was going on, and my head went, and my head was being pushed, and I don't know how fast I'm going, I don't know, 80 mile an hour. That's how fast I drive on the motorway, with my arse an inch off the floor.
You mean in Mexico?
Ooh, I never had a chance to wear leathers before either. I'm dripping in it.
And can you imagine it with a nose piercing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, if you've got any bonker stuff like that you want to throw me,
That's a high bar that's been set. If
Yeah.
you've got anything that's more mental than that, I want to see it, because that is like, seriously, man.
well, there you go. Do you like, share, subscribe? Go on, say goodbye to the
Like,
people.
share, subscribe, hit the bell where you can, and if I survive the next thing, whatever we have on, then we'll be bringing more videos. We've got loads more stuff to
We'll
come.
try and kill him off, and you can help us with that.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
We'll put the application form on the Motor Addicts website
In the YouTube link.
or below.
Yes. Take care, people. I don't.
I got blessings falling on me. I got weapons, need no army. Stat like Tetris, you don't know me. Stat my fatty, you don't know me. Okay, hey now, it's a new kid on the playground.